What's going on, everybody? This is Super Robot, and today we're going to talk about newer information about the Transformers Age of the Primes G2 Swoop and Sludge. Now, we have images of the Dinobots in their G2 glory. Now, as far as we know, we're going to get over into packaging later, but we're going to talk about how I know for a fact we never got Swoop or Sludge as in G2 colors. However, we did get Snarl, Grimlock, and Slag in G2 colors. And this is the actual checklist of released versions of those characters. So we got the green version of Snarl and the red version of Snarl. We have the blue version and then the ultra rare turquoise version. Then with Slag, we had the green and the red, and of course the original. Amongst that, there was the unreleased yellow Grimlock, as well as supposedly another color for Slag. And then, of course, we never got Sludge and Swoop officially released. So this is official checklist. Take with this as you will. This is what we got. This is what really happened. Please stop trying to revisionist history. And here's from one of the catalogs here. You can see there now, I think they may have had maybe two sets of colors going on they wanted to do, because you can see where Swoop and Sludge and the unreleased yellow, the unreleased G2 Dinobots kind of, they kind of follow like that Skittles coloration. And of course, here's Swoop. And a lot of people thought that there was another version of colors of Swoop, but sadly there aren't any. This was supposed to be his colors. Some people did their own customizations and takes on it, but that's okay. I mean, it's all good. And hey, do what you will. So we hear that in the packaging and the images that we have here from the Xeno XX121 in TFW. He said that Swoop has a small retool with a toy-inspired visor. We can confirm these will be released under the Generation Select subline as a 2-pack. So we see here with the packaging, we got that, same kind of what they did before, kind of like with, I'm looking right at Trypticon. Yeah, I'm looking at Trypticon. That's right. I love that packaging, that artwork, the style with the coloration of the characters, kind of like outlining the black. In the back, you got this nice black outline. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to tell y'all this now. Age of the Primes, man, has some decent, nice packaging, because that black and gold and red just go together. It's one of those like minimalist colors that just work. It gives it like a serious edge to the line. And kudos to Hasbro for using that coloration. It really does. It makes it feel, I'm not going to lie, the packaging with that on it makes it feel special. Now, here are the colors here. Now we have lime green with the new two swords again, and the blue, and of course Sludge is orange, and he's blue with the silver. So if you're into G2, this is for you. Now for me, I'm not a G2 aficionado, because when G2 came out, I was around about 20 years old. It's like 92, 93 for a lot of people. I really wasn't into Transformers, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wanted to buy the Power Rangers, man. The Megas, dude, it was kind of cool to talk about the Power Rangers, man. There's the Green Ranger was all that. I wanted the Dragon Zord. I was like, man, this is cool. This is before I learned all about Sentai and became, sort of otaku with that. But yeah, man, we really kind of Transformers. Yeah, I guess we used to play with those back when we was like kids, hey, man. Most of the time we're going to Toys R Us to buy video games and batteries. If you know what I mean, because in that age, everybody had like a Walkman or something that they used to listen to music to. And that's mostly I was listening to rap, talking to girls, hanging out. That's all I was really doing. So anyway, yeah, G2 repaints kind of went over my head. I kind of seen them every now and then. You go in Toys R Us and just kind of perusing down. I was like, oh man, they got like Grimlock, but now he's blue, I mean, I wanted to really like the original color. Like I saw something like the original one. I probably would have, even in my older age, probably would just pick it up just for nostalgia kicks. Like, oh man, remember I had Grimlock when I was like 12, but it never happened. And sadly, I kind of just moved on from Transformers until technically 96. That's when I learned about Japanese Transformers, and I was more into Gundam and I fell back in. But for a lot of people who were a lot younger than us, like I was like 11 or 12 when I was 11 when Transformers came out, 84. So like if you had like little cousins, because I didn't have little brothers. I was the little brother. But like my little cousins, they were like younger than me, like 6, 7 years younger than me, but they kind of old enough to see, could talk, but they didn't see stuff on TV, they weren't really gonna get the toys at that age, like the Transformers we were getting. Because man, you put a Transformer in a little kid, really small kid's hands, you're gonna have a broken mess. But for a lot of those kids, as they got older, they were still younger when G2 came out. So they could kind of, still, if they wanted to buy toys. Like I remember like a lot of my little cousins who were like 9, 10, and 11, I used to see a few had a little G2, Transformers in their little bins all broken up and stuff. But, they were on the shelf, it was nostalgia, it's Transformers, it'll hit those strings. And that's what G2 kind of did, I think, for a little while. And then, the rise of the mall was very big. So KB Toys kind of continued to tradition with their repaints and things. So, it's a fun time. The colors were very attractive. And I think that's also was the old idea, like, hey, we'll take these drab silver and gold guys and get them these bright colors. Kids walking down the aisle going to go, oh, look at that, mommy. That's green and orange and flying dinosaur and stuff. So that's what they were trying to do, y'all. That's all G2 really was. Another way to sell the toys and keep the line going just a little bit more. But other than that, for those kids that want these, here they are for you. But that's all I got. No more commentary. I'm out of here, y'all. So what are your thoughts? Leave them down in the comments below. This is Super Robot Ed bringing more news reveals. And then we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.